past couple of years, I have seen an absolute influx of people just hating on Gale Hawthorne. And I never really understood it. Like, I always thought that part of it was because of the marketing strategy that people came up with right after Twilight aired. You know, there was a lot of Team Peter, Team Gale, and I thought, you know, you had to sort yourself into a box. You had to be either Team Gale or you had to be Team Peter. And I thought that was the issue, but it's not. Apparently, people really hate Gale for killing Prim. And I've never understood this justification for the absolute vitriolic hate this man gets. He gets called a pick-me, like, a lot. And I never really understood that, because I feel like everything that he did, especially when it came to Katniss, made sense, because I don't understand, but she was like flip-flopping between them. She obviously wanted Peter more. So why was she ever giving Gale the time of day? You know? Gale wanted her, but she didn't want Gale. No need to talk to Gale. You know? But also, he kind of just does exactly what you would expect him to do. She eggs him on, he's like, yeah, I love you, and then she fucks off. Regardless, I believe that Katniss shouldn't have ended up with anyone. But that's its own thing. I think there's a lot of penis? I forgot what their actual, like, ship name was. But there's a lot of shippers of that, you know, I get that. But it's not for me. Generally, the actual hatred of him comes from this he killed Prim thing. And you'd really think he was, like, directly sniping her from the way that people come for him. I think I view Gale as his kind of involuntary revolutionary for District 13. He builds and he drops the bombs because that's kind of what's asked for him. He's told to do this. And he does. He's told that this is his skill set, and that's kind of what he conforms to. He doesn't control anything aside from building. And, you know, yes, building bombs in it of itself is a kind of a destructive act, but what was he meant to do? And a lot of the hatred that comes towards this isn't really just for violence. I feel like the book and Katniss takes this real stance against violence and revolutionary violence. It doesn't. In the end, obviously we do kill Snow and we do kill a lot of the capital. So obviously Suzanne Collins isn't some sort of anti-revolutionary violence kind of gal. But as in, Katniss doesn't like revolutionary violence. But at the same time, the hatred for him comes from killing Prim. The hatred of him, it doesn't really come from him killing capital citizens. One of my favourite Franz Fanon quotes is something along the lines of, colonial violence brings revolutionary violence. That's kind of what I believe happens here, and it happens, you know, throughout the story. People died as a result of revolutionary violence within the book. In the book, obviously, it's Prim, and that kind of brings us full circle. You know, she goes into the Hunger Games. That's the inciting incidents in the book for why the entire story happens. But, like, we kind of are okay with killing off capital citizens, and we don't know if all of them are evil, you know? Like, we don't know if every single one of them is some sort of, like, peacemaker, or... Are they called peacemakers? They are. And, or like Seneca Crane, you know, we don't really have that confirmation. We know people like Cinna exist who empathise with the rebellious cause. So we kind of just kill all of them anyway. Well, not all of them, but like we're kind of okay with killing them. It's the specificity of killing Prim that makes everyone hate him. Gale Hawthorne is kind of just this kid from District 12 who is told that he is good enough to make weapons. I think the weight of who he is really not translated anywhere in the fandom or in the haters generally. Like, he's just some like teenage boy who, before being the weapons master or whatever you want to call him, he's not even that, that's BT. It's kind of just this boy who has to go to the coal mines and actually like dig up coal. And he lives the most full frontal hardship we see. He is the main caretaker of both his own family and also the Everdeen's when she goes into the games both times. He's the one who looks after them. I feel like it makes sense why he hates the capital more than anyone else. Katniss doesn't actually do work. You know, he has to go into the mines. He puts his name into the reapings just like she does, but he's taking care of his entire family just like Katniss. But I feel like he never gets the slack that Katniss does because of that. He makes all of these revolutionary decisions well, I say revolutionary, I mean violent decisions, because of the fact that he has this past where he knows that he really can't go back to that. He has a hatred for the people who have put him in this place. If anything, he actually goes out of his way to save the Everdeens, both when the bombs fall on District 12, but also when there's an air raid in District 13. Yet, it kind of feels like he kills Prim himself from the way that everyone talks about Gale. And I understand that because we see the world through Katniss's eyes, we obviously feel like we have to hate him because she doesn't know whether or not she can forgive him. But I don't think this energy is ever given to someone like Haymitch or Joanna or Plutarch, even though they're all very violent people. If anything, he is genuinely a very interesting character when it comes to the fallout of war. He just gets kind of used. He gets used the way that Katniss is a symbol. Peter is kind of seen as this like tactical spokesperson. Yet Gale's revolutionary violence is not seen as something that is needed to survive, even though it definitely is. But even when it feels like a joke in comment sections or tweets or videos, it seems weird when people are so angry at the character of Gale, when he too is just this teenager that's being used in a war that he didn't want to fight.